Alrighty, so hey guys, I hope that nobody's gonna walk in while I'm doing this really quickly, but I wanted to read you a few scriptures and then we're gonna talk about them really quickly. We're gonna go to Exodus chapter 36 and we're gonna read 1 through 7, I believe it is. Yeah. Okay, and excuse me if I'm botching these names, but they are a little on the harder side to pronounce. And I hope that everybody's doing good, by the way, if I didn't say that. I hope that everybody's having a good and blessed day. And that everybody is just in the Lord today. Don't worry, like I always say. Okay, so all right, so Bezalel and Oholiab and every skilled person to whom the Lord has given skill and ability to know how to carry out all the work of the construction of the sanctuary are to do the work just as the Lord has commanded. Then Moses summoned Bezalel and Oholiab and every skilled person to whom the Lord had given ability and who was willing to come and do the work. They received from Moses all the offerings the Israelites had brought to carry out the work of constructing the sanctuary. And the people continued to bring free will offerings morning after morning. So all the skilled craftsmen who were doing all of the work on the sanctuary left their work and said to Moses, "The people are bringing more than enough for doing the work the Lord commanded to be done." Then Moses gave an order, and they sent this word throughout the camp: "No man or woman is to make anything else as an offering for the sanctuary." And so the people were restrained from bringing more because because what they already had was more than enough to do all of the work. What a nice problem to have, right? All right, so I loved this when I read it because even though we're not called to build a sanctuary, so to speak, we still are called to build God's sanctuary spiritually. And as we know now in the New Testament, God indwells in us as his temple, so he no longer has the physical sanctuary. Okay, but what I took out of this is when you have a skill that God has put inside of you through his spirit to do a work for his kingdom, to bring souls to the body of Christ, and to do a skilled work that God has called you to do, that is from him, that he has given you the skill and commanded you to do, he's going to give you more than enough to be able to carry that out, whether it be materials, whether it be money, the skill, knowledge, whatever it is that he has called you to do, he's going to give you enough to do it. And what I liked about this is when you put it in God's hands and when you know that you are called without a doubt to do it for Jesus, he's going to provide. When I first started this channel, I knew that I was not supposed to ask for money, and I've never asked for money, and I've never needed to ask for money because God has continued to provide what I've needed in order to carry out his work. And in the same way, all you need do is be obedient to him. Be obedient to him and what he is calling you to do, and he provides the rest. It's just like when he told the disciples, take no purse, take no extra money, don't take a staff, go to the houses that I am calling you to go to carry out the work of healing, of driving out demons and spirits out of people. And that's all you need do, and that's what he did. He continued to provide for the journey. And it's just like Jesus when he said, do not worry about what you will eat, what you will drink, what, he will provide for you those things. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all these things will be added on to you. So what I'm trying to say to you guys today is, if you think that the issue is you won't have what you need in order to carry out the work that God has called you to do, and that's what's stopping you, no, be obedient to the call. Do whatever it is that God has called you to do, whatever it is that he's called you to do in his kingdom, no matter how big or how little you think it is. If you know that he's called you to do it now, right now, start today, then you do it. And you need not worry about what you need, the materials you need, the knowledge, the money, whatever it might be that you need to carry it out, because God will provide for you. And not only will he provide for you, he'll provide in abundance for you. And it doesn't matter what you need. He knows you have need of it. All he wants for you is to be obedient to it. and to do what he's calling you to do. And so and it says they were commanded not the people were commanded not to bring anything else, because there was so much of an overflow that they couldn't even do their work properly because they had too much to do with. So Moses had to give that command, don't bring anything else to do the work. As long as you know that God has called you to do the work, you're going to have what you need and even more. He's going to create an overflow. And even if you're like me and you're just, you're being obedient to the call and you haven't seen the actual overflow yet, you will. You've just got to continue to be obedient to the call. And don't force anything. Don't be trying to beg for money and be trying to beg for things, and don't be trying to take it into your own hands to make it so that you can do whatever it is God has called you to do. That's not what he wants you to do. He wants you to just have faith and to trust in him and to be obedient and answer that call and work with whatever you have. He'll increase it. He'll increase it. I have never once, even when my camera broke back then, God made a way for me to get another one, even though I don't have the fancy camera and the fancy setup and the fancy office yet and the fancy place to do my videos, but I'm still believing God, and I'm still doing what he's called me to do, and I know he's going to bring those things and even more that I need. It doesn't take all the fancy bells and whistles to do something that he's called you to do. Just start where you are at. Start with what you have, and God will provide the increase and the overflow for you to be able to continue to do it. He knows. He knows, he knows, he knows. Just have faith. Have faith and continue to believe. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.